Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I broke a thumbnail while I was doing the dishes and banging around in the sink. So I'm going to show you guys how I repair my thumbnail using an Efile and the magic gel remover. The first thing I always do is I use this tip cutter with this plastic clip on the back, and I cut as much of the tip off without cutting my nail, without cutting my skin or my natural nail too close. I also use this 5-in-1 bit. This particular one is from Igel Beauty. It is a fine bit. Also, since I'm going to be using my non-dominant hand, which is my left hand, I will have it on reverse so that it goes in the correct way for removal. Also, I'm going to show you guys on a low speed what is happening. Not much happening at 4 RPM, rotations per minute. On a level 4, not much is going on, but I know that some people are scared to use their Efile at a higher speed. But I'm going to show you the difference. I'm going to bump it up to 10, and I'm going to show you guys just how easy the Efile removes. Like, look at how much is going on right now. I'm barely putting any pressure on, but you want to be really careful when you're e-filing, just because you don't want to dig too far, you don't want to put any pressure, you don't want to cut yourself. So, I mean, I have this sped up a little bit just for the sake of time, which I mention here in a little text thing for you guys. I just wanted to speed it up so you weren't watching me slowly, as slow as I go, because I do definitely take my time, but I also want to get as much of this gel tip off as possible just to make the magic gel remover process a little bit faster. So I'm just going to kind of let you guys watch that for a second while I talk about this dust collector. Now, this dust collector I got on the Black Friday sale. I think it was like $35 at that time. This dust collector is a little bit loud, but it is amazing. It catches all of my filings, because when you're taking off builder gel or jelly tips or dip or anything really on your nails, there's going to be a dust storm like you're seeing on my hands, and the dust collector is sucking all of it into that contained area so that it doesn't get all over you, all over your desk, all over everything. It's just super awesome to contain the mess. Now, I hadn't had one of these until recently. I actually, because my 1 year doing my nails was in July, and I didn't get it until this past November, like 3 months ago or so. And it took forever to get there. They lost my package. I was highly irritated. It took almost 2 months to get it. So I just got it a little bit ago. But I've loved using it since I got it, and it has been a total game changer in my mess on my desk. Like, if I forget to use it, I definitely notice, because I'm covered in filings and shavings. So this is definitely one of the best purchases that I have made, is this dust collector. And I do have everything that I'm using linked in the description box below for you. And if I happen to skip something or miss something that you're interested in, or you have any questions for me, always feel free to leave me a comment or send me a message on Instagram or shoot me an email, and I would be happy to assist you with anything that you need assistance with. See, I just scrub everything off, and there's even no mess. So I've taken it down as far as I can go, and I'm just kind of showing you how thin it is, just so you can kind of see. Now, next comes in the magic gel remover. I've tried a couple of different ones. Right now I'm testing out the Sundara Nails Magic Gel Remover. It works better than previous ones that I have tried. It doesn't squeeze my nail, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. Like, it doesn't make my nail as tight. It works pretty good. This is the best that I have tried so far. I have another couple of ones that I have been seeing around that I do want to try, which I will, it takes 3 minutes, sorry. And this is what we're looking like after 3 minutes. But I will update you guys on, I'll do a whole video where I test different ones for you. But back to what we're doing. We are going to gently scrape off. So I removed as much as I could. Now we're just going to scrape off the last bit of rubber base that I have left under my nails. I use a thin layer of rubber base on my nails at all times because my nails are so thin, and I've had a lot of hair, skin, issues and stuff just since having 2 babies in the last 2 years and breastfeeding. It's just been a lot. So I am working on taking lots of vitamins and working on my nail health, my hair, all the things, you know, getting myself back to normal now that my breastfeeding journey is coming to an end. So I'm hoping that my nails will be a little bit thicker. They'll be able to stand on their own without the rubber base. But also, it just gives me a barrier between any other products and my natural nail. Like if I was to have a nail break, it wouldn't hurt as bad if I have a layer on my natural nail. I have less chance of ripping that off or damaging my natural nail with just a little bit of a barrier over it. So as y'all can see, this one layer of the Sundara Magic Gel Remover has completely taken everything off my nails. Now I'm only scraping so much just because I'm doing it very gently, and and I'm using my non-dominant hand, and I don't want to injure anything. I don't want to hurt anything. I don't want to hurt my cuticles. I don't want to hurt my nail. I don't want to hurt any of my skin around my nails. So I just make sure to do it very carefully. Now here we go. We have everything removed. All it took was the one layer. One layer, 3 minutes, ready to go. Now, the glass files are better for your natural nails, so I like to shape my natural nail just a little bit before I do anything else to it. Just shape it just a little bit, get it all the way down like to the nub. No free edge if I'm going to apply another tip. So there we are, all taken off. Now I'm going to show you guys while I have this here all in one video to show you guys how I go from taking everything completely off to applying a brand new tip on it. This is the Painted Desert Extra Short Coffin tips, and I have already pre-etched it with my Efile. Now I'm just going to show you guys how I apply that onto my nail. Now last time I showed a Gel X tip application I used a solid gel glue, but this time we are going to use the Painted Desert Cactus Jelly, the new formula that's HEMA free. Now the swipe solution is a nail dehydrator instead of using a dehydrator and then a primer. I love swipe solution because it dehydrates and everything. It just is amazing. That's what I use it for, to dehydrate my nails. Now their prime time, from what I saw, is no longer available on the Painted Desert website, but I happened to grab it when it was on sale recently and I love it. Do 2 layers of that, let it dry, leaves a tacky layer. So then I will go in with the rubber base. Since we have a natural nail, this is the rubber base of my choosing currently. I use the NSI Opaque Peach because it gives like a natural look underneath of my gel tips, but it also gives me that little bit of strength I was talking about earlier. I like to be very careful as to not get any gel on my skin. Same for the gel remover or any gel products. You just want to always be careful to not get anything on your skin as much as you can help it. So I just do one thin layer of this. I just make sure I get all of the areas because I don't want any of my natural nail really showing or exposed to the gel tip or the glue that I'm going to use to attach the tip with. Now what I like to do is I like to flip my nail upside down to just help that apex build a little bit, just to help the gel level out just a little bit, not much, just about 10 to 15 seconds, just so that it can all even out, be smooth on the nail. So then it's going to create a shiny surface, and I'm going to want to use a shiny and a tacky surface. So I'm just going to take isopropyl alcohol, wipe off the tacky layer, and then remove the shine. And then we will be ready for the tip application. So it may seem like this is a little bit long, but I wanted to go ahead and show y'all one finger from complete removal to complete application so that you guys can kind of see what the difference is when I do the acetone soak versus doing this method. So you can hopefully have another option for you if you really don't like to soak in acetone. Now I put a thin layer of the cactus jelly on my nail instead of a gel base. I use the prime time and I apply a thin layer, and then I put the cactus jelly on just a very thin layer because it's going to help as like a double-sided glue. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cure this in the lamp for 30 seconds and it's going to remain tacky and sticky, and then I'm going to put primer and cactus jelly into the nail tip and apply it. So this is the Painted Desert Sidewinder. This is last year's model. They have a new one now, but this lamp was gifted to me by a friend of mine, and it is like an amazing flash cure lamp. So I'm showing you that I have already pre-etched the tip, which is a physical etching. Now when I use primer, it is what they call a chemical etch as well. And I like to do all the things possible to help my tips stay on, even if they break. Because like you saw, the tip broke, it cracked, but because they're really strong, they don't really break. It will crack, but it will not really remove. I have no issue with my tips coming off until I want them to come off. So now you want to do a thin layer inside the tip, and you just want to use just a little bit at the base, just a little bit extra slide, just a little bit of extra off. You want to go in at a 45-degree angle and just slowly press down until all of the bubbles are out. And I have a little bit pooling up on the side, but we'll take care of that in just a second. I went ahead and turned the lamp on and put it a little bit lower and held my hand out of it to place the tip where I wanted it to be so that I didn't have to move and wiggle around while I had the tip exactly where I needed it, just to prevent any crooked nails, which is why I also use the solid gel glue most of the time. But I've been dying to try this one, so I figured why not try it now? Also, you want to make sure you remove all of the gel off of your skin before you go into curing. So I scraped it and now I use a wipe with alcohol on it before throwing it in the lamp for a full 60 seconds. So then after I do that, I go ahead and finish it off. So what I mean by finishing the nail off, I'm going to file the edges to kind of seal it in so it like meshes with my natural nail. And I have no extra gel seeping out. I kind of have it shaped at the cuticle line so it doesn't look like a real extension. It kind of blends a little bit better with my natural nails. And it just looks a little bit better. It feels a little bit better. Because I don't like to just throw a tip on and just rock with it. For me, I can't do that. So I just remove the shine. I blend it in with my natural nail at the cuticle area on the sidewalls. And then what I do is I go in with a primer on top, or you can use gel base. It just varies sometimes, whichever one I do. But I clean all the dust off, and then I go in with primer, and then I will also use a no wipe top coat because you see that number underneath. This is how I get rid of it. I use a little bit of no wipe top coat underneath to just make sure it keeps the mess out from under there. When I'm dipping, it erases the number so that you don't see the tip number anymore. Definitely not a required step, but it's just there if you need it, I guess. Also, I use the prime time on top, then I put the no wipe top coat on top, and then you're pretty much ready to go ahead and dip on top of that. I mean, this is pretty much all it takes. This was just one finger. I wanted to show you my general process because obviously a whole hand is going to take a lot longer than that. But if you would like to see a whole hand Efile gel removal video, magic gel removal video, let me know in the comments and I can definitely do a whole hand the next time I do my tips. I'll do my whole hand versus just doing the one finger. But I figured since I was having to replace this nail anyway today, I figured I would go ahead and at least show you guys my process because I had promised a video of this for y'all. But I mean, I really hope that y'all got something out of this. I hope you learned something. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you could maybe leave me a comment below, let me know something that you learned, what you thought about the video. Maybe even consider subscribing. I would totally appreciate it. I'm sorry this was like a super duper long talking video, but I figured it was really to the point, very informative, and I just kind of wanted to talk you guys through everything that I was doing. And make sure when you get done, you always want to finish up with some kind of cuticle oil or lotion or something of that nature just to rehydrate everything, especially after all of the stuff you just did. But I mean, you see how simple that was? All right, here is a little bit of funny for you guys. This is what happens while I edit my videos. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I will catch y'all in the next one.